You don't actually need more motivation. You need a stronger mind. Marcus Aurelius figured this out a long time ago. He built something inside his head that nothing could shake. Not stress, not fear, not even chaos all around him. And if I'm being real with you, your biggest problem isn't people or situations. It's the thoughts running in your head every day. If you don't learn how to handle those thoughts, they'll quietly start running your life. Your mood, your choices, most people never fix this. They just react to everything and wonder why they feel stuck. But if you stay with me, I'll show you a simple way to take that control back and build a mind that stays calm no matter what hits you. Rule 1. Control what enters your mind. Most people think their biggest problem is what happens to them. But the real problem is what they allow inside their mind. Every word, every insult, every opinion, every negative thought. It all tries to enter without permission. And if you're not careful, it builds chaos inside you. Think about your daily life. Someone disrespects you. Someone ignores you. Someone talks behind your back. Instantly your mind reacts. You replay it, you overthink it, you let it grow. And now that one small moment controls your entire mood, your energy, even your decisions. This is exactly what Marcus Aurelius refused to allow. He knew that the mind becomes weak not because of events, but because of what it accepts. He treated his mind like a guarded gate. Not everything was allowed in. Not every opinion mattered. Not every insult deserved attention. And this is where most people fail. They give access to everything: social media negativity, toxic people, useless comparisons, and then they wonder why they feel drained, anxious, and unfocused. You cannot build a strong life with an unprotected mind. It is impossible. Imagine your mind like a fortress. If the gate is always open, enemies will walk in freely. But if you become selective, if you start asking yourself, does this deserve my attention? Does this help me grow? Does this align with who I want to become? You start taking control again, and suddenly, things that used to bother you lose their power, because you stopped feeding them. This is not about ignoring reality. It is about choosing your response, because at the end of the day, you cannot control what people say or do, but you can control whether it lives inside your head. And once you master that, you become harder to break. Harder to manipulate and impossible to shake. Rule 2, your emotions are not your master. One of the biggest lies people live with is believing that their emotions define them. You feel angry, so you react. You feel hurt, so you withdraw. You feel insecure, so you hesitate, and without realizing it, your entire life becomes controlled by temporary feelings. But here is the truth that most people avoid. Emotions are real, but they are not always right. And if you blindly follow them, they will lead you into regret, broken relationships, missed opportunities, and constant instability. Marcus Aurelius faced situations where anger, frustration, and fear would have been completely justified, but he understood something deeper. Just because you feel something does not mean you should act on it. Think about your own life. How many times did you say something in anger that you later regretted? How many times did fear stop you from taking action? How many times did insecurity make you doubt yourself? Those moments were not controlled by logic. They were controlled by emotion. And that is exactly why he trained himself to pause, to observe, to separate feeling from action. Because when you create that space, you gain power instead of reacting instantly. You start responding intentionally, and that changes everything. People who cannot control their emotions are predictable, easy to manipulate, easy to provoke. But someone who stays calm, who thinks before reacting, who chooses their response carefully, becomes dangerous in a different way, not aggressive, but unshakable. And in real life, this shows up everywhere, in arguments, in pressure situations, in moments where everyone else is losing control. If you can stay composed while others collapse, you automatically gain respect, clarity and control. And the truth is, this is not something you are born with. It is something you build. Every time you choose silence over reaction, every time you choose patience over impulse, every time you choose logic over emotion, you are strengthening that inner fortress. And over time, it becomes your natural state. Rule 3, stop seeking validation from the outside. Most people will never admit it, but a huge part of their decisions is controlled by how others see them, what people think, how they are judged, how they are perceived, and without realizing it, they hand over control of their life to people who are not even thinking about them that much. You post something, then keep checking who liked it. You say something, then replay it in your head, wondering how it sounded. You hesitate to take action because of what people might say. This is how the mind becomes weak, not because life is hard, but because it becomes dependent. And Marcus Aurelius saw this clearly. He understood that the moment you need approval to feel stable, you are no longer in control, because now your peace depends on something outside you. And anything outside you can change at any moment. People can praise you today and ignore you tomorrow. They can support you one day and criticize you the next. If your identity is built on that, you will constantly feel unstable. And that is why he built his mind differently. He focused on internal validation, meaning he judged himself based on his own principles, not public opinion. Think about how powerful that is in real life. Imagine walking into a room and not caring if people approve of you. Not in an arrogant way, but in a grounded way. You know who you are, you know what you stand for, and you do not need constant confirmation from others. That kind of energy is rare, and people can feel it instantly, because most people are doing the opposite. They are adjusting themselves to fit in, changing their behavior to be liked, holding back their real thoughts to avoid judgment, and slowly losing their identity in the process. But when you stop chasing validation, something shifts. You become more honest, more direct, more confident, not because you are trying to prove something, but because you are no longer afraid of losing approval. And the truth is, people respect that more than anything else. Not the version of you that tries to please everyone, but the version of you that stands firm even when it is uncomfortable. And this is how the fortress becomes stronger, not by blocking people out completely, but by removing their control over your self-worth. Rule 4, accept what you cannot control. One of the biggest sources of stress in life is trying to control things that were never in your control to begin with. Other people's actions, unexpected events, outcomes that depend on multiple factors, and the more you try to force control over these things, the more frustrated and powerless you feel. Think about it. How often do you get stressed over things that you cannot actually change? Someone else's behavior, delays, mistakes, situations that did not go as planned, and your mind keeps fighting reality. Repeating thoughts like this should not be happening. This is not fair. Why me? And that internal resistance is what drains you, not the situation itself. Marcus Aurelius understood this at a deep level. He faced plagues, wars, betrayal, loss, things far beyond his control. But instead of wasting energy resisting reality, he accepted it, not in a passive way, but in a strategic way. He separated what he could control from what he could not, and focused only on his actions, his thoughts, his response. And this is where most people struggle, because acceptance feels like weakness. But in reality, it is control in its purest form. When you accept what is, you stop wasting energy on resistance, and you redirect that energy into action, into solutions, into progress. Imagine how different your life would feel if you stopped fighting reality and started working with it. When something goes wrong, instead of reacting with frustration, you ask, what can I do now when someone acts in a way you do not like? Instead of trying to change them, you adjust your response. This shift is powerful because it removes unnecessary suffering. You are no longer stuck in a loop of what should be. You are dealing with what is, and that clarity gives you an advantage. Because while others are stuck complaining, overthinking, and resisting, you are already moving forward, adapting, improving. And that is what makes the mind strong, not control over everything, but control over yourself in any situation. Rule 5, build inner discipline that no one sees. Most people want to appear strong, confident, and in control, but very few are willing to build the habits that actually create that strength. They focus on the outside, how they look, how they sound, how they are perceived, but ignore what really matters, what they do when no one is watching, because that is where real discipline is built, and without it, everything else is just an act. Think about your daily life, the moments when you are alone, when there is no pressure, no audience, no expectations. That is where your true character is revealed. Do you stay focused or get distracted? Do you follow through or quit halfway? Do you control your urges or give in instantly? These small decisions might seem insignificant, but over time, they shape everything. Your mindset, your confidence, your ability to handle pressure. And Marcus Aurelius understood that the fortress of the mind is not built in big moments. It is built in small, consistent actions. He trained himself daily, controlling his thoughts, his reactions, his behavior, not for others, but for himself. And that is what made him unshakable, because his strength did not depend on motivation. It depended on discipline. And in real life, this is where most people fail. They wait to feel ready. They wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect moment. But discipline does not wait. It acts regardless of how you feel. You wake up and do what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like it. You stay consistent even when results are slow. You control your habits even when no one is watching. And this creates something powerful, self-trust. Because every time you follow through, you prove to yourself that you are reliable. And once you build that, your confidence becomes real. Not based on words, but on evidence. And that is why disciplined people move differently. They are not loud about it. They do not need to prove anything. But when pressure comes, they are ready, because they have already done the work in silence. And that is what turns the mind into something solid, something stable, something that cannot be easily broken. Rule 6, stay unshaken. When life tests, life will test you. Not once, not twice, but constantly, sometimes quietly, sometimes all at once. And in those moments, your true strength is revealed. Not when everything is going well, but when things fall apart. When plans fail, when people leave, when pressure builds, that is when most people break. They react emotionally. They lose control. They spiral into negativity. But this is exactly where the Stoic mindset separates itself. Because Marcus Aurelius did not expect life to be easy. He expected it to be difficult, and that expectation changed everything. Because when challenges came, he was not surprised, he was prepared. Think about how different your reaction would be if you stopped expecting comfort and started expecting resistance. Suddenly, obstacles would not feel personal. They would feel normal, part of the process. And this shift makes you stronger instantly. Because instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You start asking, how do I handle this? And that is where control comes back to you. In real life, this could be anything: losing an opportunity, facing rejection, dealing with difficult people, going through uncertainty. These situations are unavoidable, but how you respond to them is completely in your control. And that response defines your growth, because every challenge is an opportunity to strengthen your mind, to practice patience, to build resilience, to prove to yourself that you can handle more than you think. And over time, something powerful happens. You stop fearing difficulties because you realize they are shaping you, not breaking you. And that is when you become different. Not fragile, not reactive, but steady, grounded, and hard to shake, no matter what happens around you. At the end of the day, the reason Marcus Aurelius called his mind an impenetrable fortress was simple. He realized that everything outside is unpredictable. People change, situations shift, life does not always go your way. But your mind, your response, your discipline, that is where your real power lives. And if you protect that, if you train it, if you strengthen it daily, nothing can truly break you. You might feel pressure, you might face setbacks, but you will not collapse because you built something solid inside. And that is what separates those who survive from those who lead. So the next time life tests you, remember this: you are not here to control everything. You are here to control yourself, and once you master that, everything else becomes easier to handle. If this made you think differently, if it gave you even a small shift in perspective, then make sure you subscribe to Stoic Spark and press the bell icon, because this is where you build that inner strength, one step at a time.